when preconceived notions of possibility are reset.
What would you do if you got to own your very own custom Rolls Royce with a hosting suite hidden at the rear and a removable canopy roof? Every car lover will definitely get a kick out of this astounding project that redefines luxury as we know it. Rolls-Royce has done it again, and we can't help but stare in awe at all the features packed into this new and possibly most expensive car in existence right now. There's so much to see in this 4-seat convertible with a detachable carbon fiber roof ready to turn the Rolls-Royce into a breathtaking coupe if the heavens decided to open. Let's take a quick look at the very expensive Rolls Royce Boat Tail car. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. And now, let's ride! Size and exterior concept. The first impressive thing you would notice about this custom-built Rolls Royce is the size, which is just a little over 5.7 meters. Its proportionate scale is one that does a lot of talking, especially with the hours of labor that went into its production. But we can all agree that the results are incredibly worth it. The surface treatment is also really reduced, and there's just the cleanliness of the entire form of this classic car. This car body is made from sheet aluminum and is not littered with superfluous details like a lot of modern car designs. The first sign of this is the sleek Pantheon grille that's in all black, a stark contrast to the light blue body. You could easily call this the most progressive element in the overall Rolls Royce Boat Tail concept. This is not some application trophy that is common with previous models of Rolls-Royce. Instead, it flows smoothly as a component element, and the black color falls over beautifully into the grille space. The first of its kind in this modern era. The Pantheon grille has somewhat softened atrium to lessen the formality of the car, and the treatment of the grille demonstrates how relaxed the car is meant to be. For those who don't know it yet, everything about the Rolls-Royce Boat Tail car is bespoke from the ground up. The carbon blue fiber body is worth talking about in detail. First, there is that super simple overall profile with such a crazy amount of detail put into it. When you look close at the body, you'll notice a technical weave with a contrasting blue fiber running through the carbon weave. There is no shared chassis here, but it is derived from the aluminum architecture. However, it has some similarities with the Phantom model, especially with the interior design. Looking at the exterior form, that's where the similarity ends. This is a completely unique classic car with a carefully created body panel and a lot of complexities at its rear end, and that's amazing for a car that would only have 3 of its kind ever. Let's check out the rear of the Rolls Royce Boat Tail car. Functional car rear. What anyone would expect to see at the rear of any car is the boot to load up a few things for that road trip or even keep a few tools. But that's not what you see on the Rolls Royce Boat Tail car. This part of the car is mostly described as the rear hosting area, and you'll discover why in a minute. Although we don't exactly associate carbon fiber with being a major part of the Rolls Royce car brand, it's great for its structural rigidity and a reflection of this in the entire upper structure of the rear of the car. The hosting area links nicely with the entire personality of both the car and its owners. These additions were specific requirements from the clients that this car was built for, with the subtle touches added by the phenomenal engineers. We can say that it worked pretty nicely, starting with the butterfly mechanism. The lid opens up and rotates towards the center line, while the panniers rotate at a 15-degree angle to form the beautiful picnic tables. And when you're done with it, it moves into its fitted form, which is a real demonstration of ingenuity. Apart from this, there is a wonderful symmetry that gives the owner a space for eating. Right here is a section filled with Christoffel cutlery. Every cutlery in the Rolls Royce Boat Tail car was made alongside Christoffel in Paris, so it's a completely unique set and also inscribed with the car's logo. Another part of this car that absolutely takes our breath away is the crockery itself, where there's a section for chilled food containers and another for non-chilled food containers. Right next to it are the salt and pepper grinders, which are not shakers because very few people would use the shakers at a Michelin star restaurant. Since the entire setup is enough to host a mini picnic, then we're not surprised that these come with 2 beautiful stools created from the ground up. These are completely carbon stools, and who thought automotive designers would ever have to pen a stool? Rolls-Royce engineers partnered with an Italian furniture maker to create a unique interlocking clamshell design for this stool, so as soon as the owner is done, the slimline package fits easily into the rear of the car as portable furniture that almost disappears. This entire setup reflects the ingenuity of the notion of hosting and is more about how beautiful it is to use than performance. Finally, there is the parasol, which is in itself an achievement as it was designed and completely developed by the engineers from the ground up. It was created specifically for this Rolls Royce Boat Tail car to deploy out of the sleeve in the center. Everything screams luxury, and it is evident in the quality of the execution. With so many features at the rear end of this car, a lot of us are wondering if this is not a huge load that could hold the car back while it's moving on the road. Well, this is a valid observation, and the engineers thought of this as well. So, when it comes to the viability of the car, it has been properly high-speed tested on the road with all of its provisions. It was driving around several times with full setup at the back to make sure that there are no vibrations or lag as it surges forward. Of course, they had to make some subtle adjustments to the configuration, but it's made to function at its best all the time. Exploring the interior of the Rolls Royce Boat Tail. Now that we have checked out the exterior of this amazing car, we can't help but let our eyes wander into the interior. Once again, you can see that there is some sort of reduced padback feeling, which allows the beauty of everything in this car to do the talking. The cockpit fascia doesn't look as complicated as it is in most cars, as this has mostly simplified technology. So, one thing you notice first is how the dashboard is free from distractions, so most objects are at the back. Well, that's except for this awesome timepiece centerpiece. The owner of this car is a lover of Beauvais watches, and two of them just had to be incorporated into this expensive Rolls Royce Boat Tail car. These House of Beauvais bespoke timepieces have such incredible detail that is almost extraordinary as the car itself. You could say they cleverly rolled two passions into one, horology and Rolls-Royce. So the company worked with a Swiss watch manufacturer to create one that is embedded right into the car in the dashboard area. It's a his and hers watch for the couple, while only one of the timepieces gets a chance to sit on the minimalist dashboard at a time. While on the dashboard, it serves as the boat tail clock. However, just beneath the clock space is a titanium drawer for the second wrist watch. At first glance, it doesn't look removable because it's made to blend easily with the car. However, it is actually removable, which means the two tourbillon timepieces can be mounted on the boat tail's dashboard or worn on the wrist to any event. Just 3 of it to be made. As we mentioned earlier, this boat tail was built on the basic platform as the Phantom model and has a V12 engine in it. That's pretty much where the similarity ends. An even more impressive fact here is that only 3 of these have been hand-built for special customers with a huge love for contemporary nautical design. You can tell by the introduction of timepieces and how everything gives off a combination of modern and 80s vibes. Completely road legal, it took about 8 months for the company's existing aluminum architecture to adapt to the proportions of this hugely expensive new toy. Overall, it features more than 1,800 new and totally bespoke parts, from the 15-speaker system, which uses the entire floor as a resonance chamber, to the temperature regulator at the back for keeping just about anything. Although there are 3 of these car models in existence, they're only similar in body style. Every owner has a unique story that his or her car tells, including the colors, detailing, and even the features in the rear of the car. One thing a lot of us have been trying to guess is the owner of this custom car. We know that it belongs to a couple who are fans of class, luxury, and nautical design. One more fact here is that they're most likely in the music industry, which gives us a lot of guesses, but we believe that it will be revealed soon enough, because you just can't hide a car this magnificent from the world for long. Which brings us to the next question. How much is the Rolls Royce Boat Tail car truly worth? The word running around is that this cost a whopping $28 million. It could be a whole lot more, but that's quite a steep price. We'll know for sure in due time. Meanwhile, we can fantasize about what it would be like to hold that light steering while taking the car out for a spin. And that's it for this video. So, do you think that the Rolls Royce Boat Tail car is actually worth this price, or would you spend this huge amount of money on something different? Let me know in the comments. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.